against the Trappers in his 4 innings pitched. But Garcia still holds the high for the Sunfish with 9. The 3-1. Fastball swung on and foul tipped. It's now a full count. The wind was blowing in from left field yesterday. Now it's blowing from right to left across the field. In the on-deck circle, Beau Bower for the Sabre Dogs. He's followed by Dalton Bowling. Pickoff attempt at first again. No take by Hoffpower. So a 389 batting average for Greer. And we already talked about how Schwabe is up there in the Expedition League. He has the second highest batting average of 434. And that's all combined to get a 337 for the Sabre Dogs on the league. Runner goes. Foul ball. 337 batting average for the Sabre Dogs on the season combined. Of course, that leads the Expedition League. And in everything except walks, the Sabre Dogs are basically top 3 in the Expedition League. They've been red hot this season. The payoff. Swung on. Fouled out of play again. Greer not going down without a fight. He doesn't want to be the first strikeout of the day for Andrew Garcia. And when Andrew gets that first one, he starts rolling after that. 16 retired straight against the Whiskey Jacks in last Wednesday's 8-0 victory. Runner goes again. Swung on. Right center field. Drifting back is Tanner Wilson. He finds it and makes the grab. Cadyn Schwabe has to make his way back to first. Long fly ball to right center field. Tanner Wilson having to come over from right. Made the grab easily. Wilson made his Sunfish debut in left field on Wednesday against the Trappers. He's now in right. This is a fairly different Sunfish defense than, or even just a lineup, than what was seen last night against the Trappers. Only 2 have returned. First pitch to Beau Bower. It's scooped out by Will Olsen. He throws down to first. Hoffpower makes the grab, throws to second. There's a rundown. Clay Huavehi to Hoffpower. He misses the tag. The ball goes rolling, but back to back him up is Garcia, who goes sliding to make the grab. A pitch in the dirt to Olsen. Schwabe couldn't make up his mind if he wanted to go to second or not, and Olsen, when he threw down to first, that made up Schwabe's mind for him. He stays at first now after the pickoff attempt kept him there. So in the end, that's still a win for the Sunfish. Schwabe on the season with 12 stolen bases. Pickoff attempt, a late tag by Hoffpower. It's not in time. But Beau Bower, one of the hottest, if not the hottest batter in the Expedition League right now. A 534 batting average. Yeah, that's right. He gets a hit over half the time. Takes a curveball for a strike. It's now 1-1 to Bower. 20 RBIs. You're darn right. That leads the Expedition League as well. 31 hits. 3 doubles. A home run. 9 walks. 8 stolen bases. Curveball misses inside. Top 5 in almost every offensive statistical category is Bower. He's playing first base today for the Sabre Dogs. The 2-1. Swung on. Right side. Clay Huavehi makes the glove. To Garcia. Over to first, and it's a double play. The Sunfish infield has been hot, hot, hot. They had 4 double plays turned in Pierre on Monday, and they get their first to close out the first inning. A 4-6-3 double play, and no runs off 1 hits, no errors, 1 left on base for the Sabre Dogs. It's scoreless after the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom to see what the Sunfish can do at Karras Park. Back from Karras Park, the 5th double play of the week turned by the Sioux Falls Sunfish. And they keep the highest scoring team in the Expedition League scoreless after 1. We'll see what the Sunfish can do. Here's the lineup. Cade Kalehuavehi leads it off. He hasn't played since Monday. Declan Beers and Zeph Hoffpower bat second and third, followed by Will Olsen, who had the go-ahead 2 RBI triple last night. He was the hero in the 10-9 victory over the Trappers last night. Dane Frazier, Jeff Mejia, Tanner Wilson, Kenny Dutka, and Benito Garcia. The rest of the lineup. First pitch to Kalehuavehi. He swings on, falls down after he fouls that to the backstop. Zach Carolyn is on the mound for the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs. Carolyn making his 6th appearance of the season. He's 1-0 at just 1 start, this being his 2nd. The 1-0 to Kalehuavehi. Driven into right center field. That's going to be an easy grab for Jared Breedwell in right as he comes in and catches it on his left hip. Carolyn, 10 2/3 innings pitched, most in relief. 15 hits, 8 runs, only 7 of them earned. 8 walks and 8 strikeouts. He's got a 5.90 ERA this season as he faces Declan Beers. First pitch, a curveball swung on and missed by Beers. On Wednesday against the Trappers, he went 1 for 4 with an RBI, 2 strikeouts, and a stolen base. He's got a teal bat, the blue, a curveball misses or hits the outside corner. It's now 0-2 to Beers. But he's got an all-blue bat. That's a new one. He had a couple come in this past week. Swung on, fouled to the back netting. In matches, for the most part, the teal of the Sunfish, they're wearing their gray tops, white bottoms. White bottoms with the white trim. Grays with the orange left sleeve, teal right sleeve, orange numbers. The 0-2 bounces and hits Beers. Landed in front of the left-handed batter's box and bounced and hit him right in the hip, it looked like. And another added to the Sunfish hit by pitch list. They were tied for first with 22 coming into today's game, and that gives them sole possession of first in the hit by pitch category. Hey, if you get on, you get on. Zeph Hoffpower takes a breaking ball inside. He's up 1-0. Hoffpower, one of 2 people in tonight's lineup who played last night, himself and Will Olsen. 1 for 3 with 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, and a run. The 1-0. Drilled in left, but that's drifting far foul. He pulled it just a little bit too much. It almost hit a car. I think it bounced over it. He had a sharp liner. If he had waited on that one just a little bit, it would have been a nice, most likely double for him. And with Beers on first, that could have scored. The 1-1. Curveball driven high into the infield. Ethan Moore coming in from third. He's drifting in. He can't get it. Beers is running to second. He thought that was going to be an easy grab, so there's an out. Anyway, after the dropped ball by Ethan Moore at third, he was coming in and had to drift to his left a little bit, and I think the ball at the last second, the wind caught it. It's blowing straight right to left. And I think it just carried it just a little bit. We'll see what that official scoring is. I don't even know what to call that. As Will Olsen steps up with 2 away. Hoffpower goes, and he's all the way at second before McDonald behind the plate can make the grab. Cadyn Schwabe out in left, Alan Greer in center, Jared Breedwell in right. Ethan Moore and can't read my own handwriting. Dalton Boeing on the left side, Chase Keaton and Beau Brewer on the right. Pitch to Olsen almost hits him on the inside. It's now 2-0. And at first, or behind the plate, Lance McDonald. That's your defense for the Saber Dogs. So now Hoffpower on second. That's his third stolen base of the season. He had his first 2 last night. The 2-0. A curveball just hits the outside corner from Carolyn. Hoffpower on second, the first base runner to reach there tonight. It's 2-1. Swung on. Chopper to the third base side. Ethan Moore fires across the infield, and Hoffpower is only going to get to second. No runs. And we'll see what that was given off the bat of Hoffpower. Oh, it's a fielder's choice. So no runs off no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We're scoreless after 1 from Karras Park. Back from Karras Park, thanks to Jen Sullivan for listening from Boston. Her nephew Jeff Mejia is out in center field. Thanks for listening, Jen, on the Sioux Falls Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. First pitch from Andrew Garcia to Dalton Bowling. Almost hits Bowling, but he ducks out of the way. Bowling leading off after Beau Bower grounded into a double play as a curveball hits the zone for a strike. Bowling .292 on the season, 7 for 24 with 4 doubles. He swings through a fastball and brings the count to 1-2. 458 slugging for Bowling with those 4 doubles. He's quickly down 1-2. Curveball. Got him looking. Andrew Garcia with his first strikeout of the day. 78 on that curveball. And it was just nasty. Started at the chest, ended at the knees. Nice breaking ball from Garcia. He's been utilizing that a lot today. Goes to the fastball to start off Drew Miller, the DH tonight. Miller from Wichita State University, the Shockers. 1-0. Fastball again at the knees. Swung on and missed this time by Miller. The 6'2 lefty from Pryor, Oklahoma. Batting .309 this season with 2 doubles of his own. Pitch bounces off the plate. Olsen gets away from him. In front of him, though. Kept it in front of him. 25 doubles for this Saber Dogs offense. Again, when they hit, they can hit for power, and they hit often. 2-1. Driven high, left side. Garcia to his right. He's in the outfield now. He's called off by Dutka, who comes in and makes the catch for himself. Back-to-back retired here in the second inning, and don't look now, but Garcia's starting another streak. We'll see how long this one goes. Chase Keaton steps up. He's over at second base tonight for Souris Valley. He's pitched this season as well for the Saber Dogs. Takes the first pitch high into right center field. Coming over is Wilson. Coming in is Mejia as well. Wilson calls everyone off and makes the grab himself. 3 up, 3 down for the Saber Dogs, and they're still scoreless after 2. We'll see if the Sunfish can tack on a run in the bottom half of the second inning from Sioux Falls. Dane Frazier leading it off for the Sunfish in the bottom half of the second inning. He takes a breaking ball high that gets over the glove of McDonald. It's 1-0. This inning, I think, started a lot quicker than anyone was expecting. I didn't realize that Zach Carolyn was ready, and hitting coach Lane Hovde had to trot after that first pitch. Frazier grounds one hard to the left side. Moore gloves it and fires it over for out number 1. A hard hit ball off the bat of Dane Frazier, who was 1 for 4 on Wednesday. Starts off today 0 for 1. We still had Gracie, our on-field host for the Sunfish. She was still out there trying to get a dance-off going. Lane Hovde wasn't out there. Tyler Olmstead, the pitching coach, wasn't out at first. I don't think anybody was ready. I wasn't back from the broadcast. Jeff Mejia takes a curveball inside for a strike. Mejia, he's only played 1 game. He made his season debut for the Sunfish on Wednesday. Went 1 for 4 with a first inning triple as he chops one to the right side foul. He's down 0-2. That was the first triple of the season. First and only triple of the season for the Sunfish until Tanner Wilson's late in the 8th inning scored JT Mix and Mitch Strode to put the Sunfish up 9-7 over the Trappers last night. The 0-2 to Mejia. Swung on and missed. The curveball got him. 65 on the radar gun. He was a pitcher for the Trappers on Wednesday who he was really only throwing 60s, mid-70s. Couldn't tell if he had a fastball or not, and he was hitting about 77 on the radar gun as Tanner Wilson gets some cheers from the crowd. I think his family's in town. It's just his second game as a Sunfish as well. A 64-mile-an-hour breaking ball that time. Misses the zone, lands just in front of the plate. Wilson from Orange, Texas. So if that's his family, that's a long trip. The 1-0. Curveball away. It's now 2 balls, no strikes to Wilson. Wilson in his lone appearance went 2 for 4 with a run and a stolen base. So great way to kick off the time as a Sunfish. This time a curveball hits the inside corner to Wilson. It's now 2-1. A lot of curveballs this inning from Carolyn. His fastball hitting up in the 80s. Didn't see anything near the 90s yet. Another curveball outside. It's now 3-1. Wilson hasn't seen a fastball yet, and with 3-1, we might see Carolyn attack the zone now. Short, second, and first. We're playing at the outfield grass. And there's another curveball, but a high chopper. One hop into Moore's glove, and he fires over to first for a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Sunfish as well. The second inning, just 6 outs, 6 batters faced for both teams, and we're scoreless after 2. It's a beautiful day from Karras Park in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and a wonderful day for Sunfish baseball. We'll be back on the Sioux Falls Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. A quick warm-up for Andrew Garcia as well. These pitchers are wired in and focused. Garcia has just faced 7 batters in today, or 6 batters actually. He's hit the minimum after allowing a single as the first pitch to Ethan Moore misses outside. A single and then a fly out and then a double play. This one's driven high into left field. Dutka just watches it go. Is it fair? Yes, it is. It's a home run. The wind got all of that one off the bat of Ethan Moore and the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs. Just as I was saying, they've only had the minimum amount of batters faced. That ends right there. After 7 innings of scoreless baseball from Andrew Garcia, his streak went up to 9 if you include the first and second inning here. He allows a leadoff home run to Ethan Moore, and the Sabre Dogs take a 1-0 lead in the third inning. First pitch to Lance McDonald, a fastball high. It's a ball. McDonald behind the plate today. That is Moore's second home run of the season, and just the third allowed here at Karras Park. A foul tip brings the count to 1-1. The Sunfish hadn't allowed a home run since the first game of the season against the Fremont Moo. Curveball misses high. It's 2-1. They had allowed 2 in that opening game against the Moo, and then they allowed 2 last night off the bats of Joey Bramante and Eric Mast. This one driven into left field. That's drifting foul and out of play. The wind going to be a large factor in today's ball game. This is the strongest wind that the Sunfish have dealt with all season. And with just a 320 fence that Ethan Moore has taken advantage of, that wind's going to be carrying. It's 2-2 with no away to Lance McDonald. He chops this one off the ground. It bounces to Garcia at short. Fires to first in time for out number 1. But 3:20 to left, 3:95 to center, and 3:10 to right here at Karras Park. It's a hitter's ballpark, and with this wind, Garcia needs to try and keep these balls on the ground. Jared Breedwell steps up for the Sabre Dogs, the 9-hitter. He's first pitch swinging. I think that caught off the chest of Olsen, maybe. It hit off of someone, and it was foul. It had a heck of a backspin on it when it landed on the ground, and it stayed just fair. If it had been a bunt, that would have been a beautiful bunt. So a leadoff home run by Ethan Moore gets the scoring going for the Sabre Dogs. Second pitch to Breedwell. Curveball low. It's 1-1. Breedwell making his season debut for the Saber Dogs. Another breaking ball crosses the plate. It's 1-2. From the University of San Francisco, a 6-foot righty, 185 pounds, listed as a utility player. He's out in right today. Garcia steps off, wipes his hand. Gets the signs again from Olsen. The 1-2 from Garcia. Bounces about 2 feet in front of home plate for ball 2. That's the first home run allowed this season by Garcia. The 2-2 swung on, fouled to the back netting. Mitch Stone has allowed 2. Kenny Dutka has allowed 1. Now Andrew Garcia has allowed 1. And last night in the 9th inning, Austin Oblas let up that late home run. The 2-2 just misses. And I'm going to say that one was low because otherwise I have no idea where that one missed. A slider, I thought, caught a piece of the outside corner. It must have missed low. The 3-2 from Garcia to Breedwell. Lost him. Slider in the dirt. And with 1 away, Breedwell draws the walk. And at this point now, you have to start thinking about Garcia's confidence. After the home run, he came back and attacked Lance McDonald. And he got the ground out. But now with just 1 out, another base runner's on. And with a home run and a 1-out walk, we'll see how Garcia can handle this. Fastball inside for a strike. Back up to Cadyn Schwabe. Up until that home run, he was the only hit of the game. Led off the first inning and tried stealing, but was forced back to first base on the rundown. Pickoff attempt. Late tag by Hoffpower. It was a good pickoff attempt by Garcia, but a nice dive back by Breedwell. And Schwabe ended up being doubled up to end the first inning. And after that, a 3-up, 3-down inning in the second. Line to Garcia, who jumps and makes the grab. Garcia has been probably one of the best defensive players this season for the Sunfish over there at short. He has started every game but 2 from the shortstop position for the Sunfish. His first game missed was on Sunday. Curveball misses low and away. It's 1-0. Garcia also sat out last night. His bat hasn't been there. We'll get to that when he takes his first at-bat, hopefully in the next inning. Another breaking ball misses in the dirt. It's now 2-0 to Alan Greer, who flew out on a hard hit ball to right field in the first inning. And the 2-0 from Garcia. Fastball inside. It's now 2-1. And Greer, before Wednesday he went hitless. Before that, he had 3 straight 2-hit ball games, and right now he's 0 for 1. 2-1, driven hard into center field. Mejia camps underneath that one, and he finds it for out number 3. But the Saber Dogs strike first with a leadoff home run from Ethan Moore. 1 run off 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for Souris Valley. We head to the bottom of the 3rd with the Saber Dogs leading by 1. Are you looking for a job? Become the newest roadie. Texas Roadhouse is now hiring. Apply online at texasroadhouse.com. The Saber Dogs struck first with a leadoff home run, and Kenny Dutka, who has one of the 2 home runs for the Sunfish, leads off for Sioux Falls as he takes the ball away and gets ahead 1-0. 1 for 3 with a walk on Monday. Dutka came in for a 3rd inning of relief, got the save last night. He takes the breaking ball high and away. It's now 2-0. Dutka, the first save of the season by any Sunfish, and it was just a 3rd inning of relief as Austin Oblas couldn't get it done. A grounder right side, drifting over, backhanded by Brewer. He fires over to first, and Dutka's called out. The foot race between Dutka and Carolyn is won by the pitcher. I guess I should be more specific, as Dutka is technically a pitcher himself. Carolyn wins the foot race. A nice backhand by Beau Bower at first as he was drifting to his right. Brings up Benito Garcia. And like I was saying in the top half of this inning, Garcia, he's been struggling at the plate as a curveball misses away. Garcia in his last few games, especially against the Trappers, did not get a hit as he takes another pitch in the dirt. 0 for 3 on Wednesday. He went 0 for 5 on Monday. Takes a pitch high. And that's just not where it stops. 0 for 3 on Wednesday, 0 for 5 on Monday, 0 for 5 on Saturday. He hasn't gotten a hit since last Friday's win against the Trappers. And on 4 straight pitches, Garcia draws the walk. He reaches. Again, for the first time, well, this time since Wednesday. Or actually, not even Wednesday. He hasn't gotten on since Friday. No walks for Garcia, no hit by pitch, no hits. He went 1 for 4 on Friday with an RBI, a sac fly, and a stolen base. So Garcia breaks his reaching baseless streak. He's on first with 1 away for Cade Kalehuavehi, who flew out to right in his first at-bat to lead off the first inning for the Sunfish. Takes a breaking ball in the dirt, kept in front of by McDonald. A breaking ball pitcher is Carolyn. He had retired 5 straight before the walk to Garcia. Wind still blowing sharply out to left field. Pickoff attempt at first again, no tag. In between innings, I went over to the other press box, talked to the Sabre Dogs broadcaster, and we agreed, well, the wind's going to be a factor today, and there's a pop fly back in the first inning. Another curveball misses low to Kalehuavehi, and there's a pop fly off the bat of Zeph Hoffbauer that looked like it should have been a routine pop fly for Ethan Moore at third. And at the last second, the wind just picked up and carried it out of the glove of Moore as a pickoff attempt at first cannot be dug out by Brewer, but he still keeps it in front of him. So 2-0 to Cade Kalehuavehi, who's drawn 8 walks, which is good for second on the season, for the Sunfish. He's now at 3-0. Fastballs have not been seen much this inning, or even in the first 2 innings. Just 8 strikeouts on the season for Carolyn. He relies on putting the ball in play. This time, what I think was his fastball misses inside, and that's back-to-back walks on 8 straight pitches. As the great Bob Uecker would say, as Harry Doyle in Major League. That's ball 8. And we get a pitching mound visit. As Carolyn's day is starting to look a little shaky. He was solid for the first 2 innings. Only allowed 2 base runners in the first before Beers was retired on that fielder's choice after the drop fly ball to Ethan Moore. And we're actually having a pitching change. So just 2 1/3 innings for Zach Carolyn, who, again, this is only his second game started. And after 2 1/3, the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs lead 1-0 with 1 away. Runners on first and second for the Sunfish. We'll be back from Karras Park with the new pitcher right after this. A pitching change has been made, and it's Aaron Suval. He relieves Zach Carolyn just in the 3rd inning after one was retired to lead off the inning. But then back-to-back walks is all it took to pull out Carolyn for the Sabre Dogs. Aaron Suval, who did not pitch this season at Glendale Community College out in California, as a pitch of 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Suval, who's making his Sabre Dogs debut. Misses low and away. It's 1-0 to Declan Beers. Runners on first and second, 1 away in the bottom of the 3rd inning here from Sioux Falls. The 1-0 swung on and missed. That was 92. But back in the 2020 season, 8 appearances, 6 starts, a 2-1 season with a save, 31 2/3 innings pitched for Suval. A fastball hits the inside corner. It's now 1-2. The righty out of Glendale in California Community College. One of 2 now in the Sabre Dogs starting lineup, who's making his Souris Valley debut today. Fastball away, 90 mile an hour, and that actually brings it to 1-2. Jaden Beck of the Sabre Dogs, he's wanting to capture this moment. Taking a video in the front row here at Karras Park. Grounded to the left side. That gets through for a base hit. He's going to be held at third as Garcia. I thought he was rounding it, and a good throw in from Schwabe maybe shows why hitting coach Lane Hovde held Garcia at third base, but a 1-out hit by Declan Beers puts the bases loaded with just 1 away. Zeph Hoffbauer steps up, and now, Sunfish fans, I'm going to say this. Usually when we get to a point like this, it's when it's my time to say just because the bases are loaded doesn't mean it's a good thing. But last night, Jesus Licon changed that as a 92-mile-an-hour fastball misses inside to Zeph Hoffbauer. The Sunfish now have a hit with the bases loaded. It was a two-out, full count to Jesus Licon, a 3 RBI double. This is a chopper. Right side, gloved by Keaton. He fires to first. That's not going to be in time. He tagged Declan Beers for the fielder's choice. Cade Kalehuavehi makes it to third, and Benito Garcia ties it. I see what he was trying to do. Keaton was trying to get the double play, and the double play would have ended the inning. No run would have scored. But a 4 unassisted fielder's choice scores Benito Garcia, and we're all tied up. Will Olsen steps up. Hoffpower attempted to go to second. I think he was just trying to draw the throw as a 92-mile-an-hour fastball crosses the plate for a strike. So now runners at the corners. Kalehuavehi at third. Hoffpower at first. That hits him. Will Olsen is drilled. 92 miles an hour. He throws his bat to the ground. That's the fastest pitch that has hit a Sunfish batter this season. They're not used to seeing pitchers throwing in the 90s. And Olsen has to wear that one. And wear it with pride. The Sunfish again. That's the second hit batter of the day. Only fastballs coming from Aaron Suval. Now to Dane Frazier. Bases loaded with 2 away. That drills him. 90 miles an hour off the shoulder. And a hit batter sends Cade Kalehuavehi home. And now the Sunfish, who were down 1-0 coming into this inning, now lead 2-1. Zach Carolyn was pulled after just 2 1/3 innings pitched. And after he was pulled, Aaron Suval comes in, allows a single, then a fielder's choice that ties the game up, and the first breaking ball from Suval misses high, and then a hit batter for Will Olsen and a hit batter for Dane Frazier drives in another run, and Jeff Mejia is up 1-0, takes a fastball away. Zach Carolyn's day ends with 2 1/3 innings pitched, no hits. He is credited with 1 run off 2 walks and a strikeout. Curveball misses away. It's now 2-1 to Jeff Mejia. One run has been issued to Carolyn, the other one to Suval. And a pitch low. Walks him. The scoreboard was wrong. There were 3 balls, and now a 4th ball crosses Zeph Hoffpower. They're tacking on the runs. And just like last night, not many hits in that 7th inning in which the Sunfish scored 6. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks and a hit batter. The lone hit coming from the bases clearing double by Jesus Licon. Curveball hits the inside corner to Tanner Wilson for strike 1. It's 3-1 Sunfish after a pitching change has gone awry for the Saber Dogs. Bases loaded, 2 away. Tanner Wilson drives this one, a blooper into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. 1-run score, the stop sign on at third. A hard turn by Dane Frazier. He gets called out as he was diving back. The 1-run scores. That's Will Olsen will cross on the single by Tanner Wilson. Dane Frazier had the hard round around third, and on his dive back is thrown out. But 4 runs cross for the Sioux Falls Sunfish off 2 hits, no errors, and 2 are left on. It's 4-1 Sunfish after 3. The walk is the Sunfishes. We've established this season it's Sunfishes. The walk is the Sunfishes' friend. 1, 2, 3 walks that inning, 2 hit by pitches, and 4 cross to give the Sunfish a 4-1 lead over the Souris Valley Saber Dogs. Leading off for Souris Valley, their hot hitter, Beau Bower. He takes a fastball in the left-handed batter's box for ball 1 out of the hand of Andrew Garcia, who returns for his 4th inning of work. Brewer grounded into that inning-ending double play back in the first. So he takes a strike on the outside corner. It's now 1-1. Garcia allowed a leadoff home run in the 3rd inning. And a hard-hit ball off the bat of Brewer drops into left field for a base hit. Brewer gets his first hit of the day, and that marks hit number 32 on the season, and extends his hitting streak to 15. He's gotten a hit in every game so far, if I'm not mistaken, as a fastball hits at the knees to Dalton Boeing. It's just insane how great. I mean, he's a Saber Dog, and we're on the Sunfish Radio Network, but I just have to say the amazing stats as a curveball comes in, almost hits Dalton Boeing, but breaks into the zone, and Bowling's down 0-2. But Brewer, the McKinney, Texas native, has been tearing it up in this Expedition League season. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. It's now 1-2. From Paris Junior College, the Dragons tweeted out last week, and that's how I found out about Brewer. I've been keeping up around the Expedition League quite well. The 1-2, fastball misses away. And they tweeted out saying how proud they were of Brewer and how well he was doing, and that's when I found out. It's just like, dude's hitting above 500. That just baffles me. Average is a hanging curveball inside is pulled out of play off the bat of Bowling. It's still 2-2. He breaks his bat. Frustrated that he just missed that one. I don't know if the bat was shattered on the swing or if he was just frustrated. All I know is his original bat is now splinters, and now he's stepping back up with a new piece of lumber. That's quite confusing on that one. I didn't hear anything that sounded like a broken bat on the swing, and there was a lot of power behind that pull. Fouls that one to the netting. But I'm just confused if he was frustrated and that's why he slammed it, or if it was already broken and he just broke it some more. But that foul ball, brought to you by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. The 2-2. Swung on, back up the middle. Garcia with the glove. Over to Garcia at short, and the throw over to first. Not in time. So Garcia to Garcia on the 1-6 fielder's choice. Retires Beau Bower. Bowling reaches. That would have been a unique double play that the Sunfish haven't seen yet this season. Garcia didn't really take his glove off his hip as he stuck it out and snagged that one out of the air. There's one away here in the top of the 4th inning for Drew Miller, the lefty. Curveball outside hits for strike 1. So Bowling taking a moderate lead at first base. He's not going. As another breaking ball misses outside, it's now 1-1. The Saber Dogs, the first time these two teams have met, wearing gray pants with black trim and dark blue jerseys with some icy blue trim as well. This time ground to the right side. Kalehuavehi, Garcia. He can't make the turn again, so it's just another fielder's choice. I'm not sure if his foot got caught. He's smacking his leg like he's frustrated. Don't know if his cleat got caught on the bag and he just couldn't make the clean transition. Miller was fairly quick down to first base, so back-to-back fielder's choices brings up Chase Keaton, who flew out to end the 2nd inning. Keaton has a red arm sleeve on his right arm. Curveball hits for a strike. Keaton from Murray State College. Curveball now hits inside. It's 0-2. A utility player. He's pitched once this season. It was back on the 29th in the 14-7 victory over the Badlands Big Sticks. 1 inning of relief, 2 runs off 4 hits. The fastball misses just at the neck to Chase Keaton. Keaton on a 5-game hitting streak in his last 5 appearances. Drives this one into left field. Dutka drifted back and then stopped and makes the grab for out number 3. So no runs off 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. It's still 4-1 Sunfish as we head into the bottom of the 4th from Karras Park. Back from Karras Park, the Sunfish lead by 3. They scored 4 in the bottom of the 3rd after a solo home run in the 2nd for the Sewers Valley Sabre Dogs. And Aaron Suval returns after coming in for relief for Zach Carolyn. Carolyn went 2 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. That 1 run crossed when Suval was on the mound, but since it was Garcia who had been put on by Carolyn, it was credited to Carolyn. Kenny Dutka leads it off. He led off the 3rd. For just the 3rd time this season, the Sunfish make their way through their entire order in one inning. Only crossed 4 this time after crossing 6 last time. A strike on the breaking ball from Sioux Falls evens the count up at 1-1. The 1-1. A fastball high and away, 88 miles an hour. It's now 2-1 to Kenny Dutka. Dutka led off the inning grounding out to first. He pulled it hard as he hits that one opposite field, far out of play into the parking lot. It's now a 1-2 count. The pitch. That sails to the backstop. The breaking ball slipped out of Sioux Falls' hand. And Kenny Dutka, who's been pulling the ball well this season, and it's showing at the Saber Dogs infield. They're playing on the outfield grass, but he drives this one high to opposite field. That's drifting back, but camping underneath it is Schwabe, who makes the grab. Just underneath it was Dutka, who was trying to take advantage of that strong wind out to left field. That wind has already affected 2 balls for the Saber Dogs. One off the bat of the Sunfish. That was the Zeph Hoffpower pop fly to third that drifted away from Ethan Moore. And then the solo home run off the bat of Moore himself. He took advantage of the wind the second time as a fastball hits the outside corner for strike 1 to Benito Garcia. A hard hit ball off the bat of Moore went over the left field wall as he took advantage of that wind. And a majority right-handed hitters for the Sunfish as Garcia takes a fastball in the opposite batter's box. But a majority right-handed hitters, Kalehu-Avehi, Hoffpower, Olsen, Frazier, Wilson, Dutka, and Garcia. As Garcia takes a fastball outside again, it's 2-1. All righties. If they can pull that ball, well, that's going to be carrying. Hoffpower has been promising me one for a couple games now, and I think he might be able to get it today as a curveball nicks the outside corner for strike 2. A big speed change between Sioux Falls' fastball, which when he first came in was hitting 93, and that curveball, which just rang up at 79. Fastball 91, misses low and away. The count's now full to Garcia, who drew the leadoff walk in the third inning, the first of 3 that would end up crossing the 4. The payoff pitch. Lost him. Back-to-back walks for Benito Garcia. And shades of the third inning. As Kenny Dutka was retired first, Benito Garcia drew a walk. And if Cade Kalehu-Avehi draws a walk, I think that starts to spell trouble for the Saber Dogs. Obviously, anything can happen on any at-bat. I just like being silly that way, seeing history repeat itself. It's a 4-1 lead in favor of the Sunfish here from Karras Park. Fastball. Very delayed strike call. Kalehu-Avehi asking. He first rolls his head before nodding in agreement. With Tristan Jones behind the plate. Sam Barrett out in the field. The two swapped from last night's game against Pierre. Fastball high, misses. The Sunfish have seen this same umpiring crew. Well, Tristan Jones since Saturday. Sam Barrett joined the umpiring crew on Sunday, and since Sunday it's been the same two for the Sunfish. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good stop by McDonald. It's now 2-1. A delayed appeal out to Sam Barrett on the check swing. Barrett says no, he didn't go. Kalehu-Avehi walked and flew out in his first 2 appearances. Another ball bounces off the plate. Another stop by McDonald, and with 3 balls and 1 strike, Kalehu-Avehi is on the verge of drawing his 10th walk of the season. Garcia just drew his 10th walk, and his Hawaiian buddy draws his 10th as well. As he tossed the bat, Huawehi almost gave a little bit of a... He put his arms out as if he was flying down to first base. I have referenced him as the Flying Hawaiian so far this season. Declan Beers, who was hit by a pitch and then singled in his first 2 plate appearances, steps up with 1 out. Runners on first and second. A curveball misses high. And Aaron Suval looks like he's starting to get frustrated on the mound. The sun's starting to set at Karras Park. It's a 3-run ball game in favor of the Sunfish with 1 away, runners on first and second. Fastball high. Now, with just 2 hits in the game for the Sunfish, a lot of their runs haven't been coming off of the bat. They're still 10th in the league in batting average coming into today's game, 245. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. Declan Beers started, he looked. Last night, out of the 10 runs, only 5 came from hits. Fastball at the knees to Beers evens the count at 2 apiece. And tonight, none of the runs so far have crossed due to hits. A fielder's choice off the bat of Hoffpower is what scored Garcia. Everything else came off of walks. Beers lines this one. It gets by Bowling. He had it in his glove, and then it was just so hard hit off the bat of Declan Beers that it went into left field. So shades again of the 3rd inning. Guys, I'm not making this up. And again, I'm not superstitious. I may be a little stitious. Kenny Dutka led off the 3rd inning. He was put out. Same with the 4th. Garcia draws a walk. Following that, same with a walk by Huawehi and then a single by Declan Beers. So with the bases loaded and 1 away, if Zev Hoffpower grounds into a fielder's choice with only 1 out and a run scores, I'm going to lose it. The 1-0 to Hoffpower. Swung on. Popped high into shallow right field. That's not going to be enough for Garcia to tag. He's tagging anyway. The throw in from Breedwell. No, he's not tagging. He started running. Wanted to draw the throw. Forced the Saber Dogs to make a mistake. So an F9 off the bat of Hoffpower. And that's where the repeating history stops. But again, that was starting to get interesting, folks. And again, not trying to sound superstitious, but it's fun when you see things like that, especially when it's happening for the Sunfish. Will Olsen grounds one, left side, drifting over his Bowling. He tosses it to 3rd. For the force out, he gets Huawehi. So the 6-5 fielder's choice ends the 4th inning. No runs cross for the Sunfish in this one. 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. It's still 4-1 Sunfish over the Saber Dogs as we head into the 5th inning. Whether you're looking for that one-of-a-kind piece or something special for that special someone, the Diamond Room in Sioux Falls will have what you are hoping for. The Diamond Room, one of today's sponsors for this broadcast on the Sioux Falls Sunfish Radio Network. David Coyer still bringing you all the action on the radio network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. Curveball with a nice cut. Will Olsen even showing that. He kind of puts his hand out and to the right. It had some nice break to it. Another breaking ball swung on and missed this time by Ethan Moore, who he's 1-for-1 with a home run. The only run of the day for the Sabre Dogs, who, coming into today's game, the most productive offense, a check swing. Yes, he did go. Moore's not even going to attempt to run down to first. Even if he did, Will Olsen was a roadblock stopping him, and that's a strikeout. Just the second of the day for Andrew Garcia. He's been forcing a lot of ground balls. In that fourth inning, he allowed a single, 2 fielders' choices on the ground before a fly out to Kenny Dutka to end the inning. The lefty, Lance McDonald, takes a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. McDonald grounded out in his last appearance. Back in the third inning. We're in the top of the fifth. The Sunfish lead 4-1. And Andrew Garcia still wheeling and dealing on the mound. It's 2 balls, no strikes to McDonald. He takes a fastball away, and it's now 3-0. For those of you who are fans of college baseball, and if you're listening to the Sunfish Radio Network, you probably are. The 3-0, a fastball next to the outside corner. A very delayed strike call. But still a strike nonetheless. McDonald knew it. The Arkansas Razorbacks are leading the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Another strike hits the outside corner. It's now a full count. In the bottom of the 7th, the Razorbacks lead 16-1 over NC State. In the Fayetteville Super Regional, it's game 1 of the best game of 3. This one drilled to the right side out of the reach of the diving Kalehu Avehi. And a leadoff, a 1-out single. That strikeout was so fast to Ethan Moore, I forgot that he even led off the inning. So 1-out single, the first base hit since the beginning of the 4th inning. Brings up Jared Breedwell. Breedwell walked and was left stranded the last time up. Again, one of 2 Sabre Dogs, not Sunfish, making his debut today. Strike crosses to him. Fastball inside, misses low. The Sabre Dogs with that hit off the bat of Lance McDonald, who's taken a lead. Marks the 4th. They now edge out the Sunfish in the hit column. Pickoff attempt. No tag by Hoffpower. But also a surprise, no stolen bases. There was one attempt. Cadyn Schwabe tried swiping one in the first inning, but Olsen got him in a rundown on his throw down to first. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. It's 2-1. And the Sunfish with a cannon of an arm behind the plate, Will Olsen, holding the Sabre Dogs to no stolen bases and just one attempt. A breaking ball cuts from left to right, and it ends up in the dirt. It's now 3-1 to Breedwell. Olsen's been setting up low, expecting the pitches to miss there. There was one pitch where he had his left leg completely flat on the ground. He's got his right knee down now. Fastball drills him. Breedwell, in his first game as a Sabre Dog, reaches base twice on a walk and a hit by pitch. And now runners on first and second with one away. The tying run at the plate. And Cadyn Schwabe this season, just 7 RBIs for such a high-scoring offense. And The Saber Dogs are so high scoring. Schwabe calls time. They're so high scoring that the second team in the league in runs has scored 26 less. Bunt laid down. Garcia charges, grabs it, fires over to first base, and the sacrifice bunt is successful. A bunt just to the left of the pitcher's mound from my point of view. So the left side of the field. Advances Lance McDonald and Jared Breedwell, both in scoring position now. Will Olsen comes out talking to his pitcher about how are we going to attack this guy. Alan Greer has flown out to right and center. And he's a righty, and if he gets a piece of one and pulls it, well, that might be carrying because the wind's still carrying out to left. Garcia sets and delivers. Fast curveball. Had some nice break to it, but it's still blown by Greer, swung on and missed. With runners in scoring position, with 2 outs. We'll have to check to see how Greer does. Pulling up the stats now. He's down 0-1 after a swinging strike on the curveball. Takes another curveball. This time it hits at the knees. No swing. It's still a strike. And with runners on first and second, Greer is batting .200 with runners in scoring position with 2 outs. He is yet to have an RBI. The 0-2. Swung on. Fouled to the backstop. He got underneath that one. It rolls all the way back from the netting into Olsen's glove. 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Is Alan Greer, and we'll see what he can do here, down 0-2 with 2 away. It's a 4-1 lead for the Sunfish. Runners on second and third. The 0-2 swung on and missed. The fastball blown by him. No damage done after 2 are aboard with 1 away, and no runs cross off 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. The Sunfish still lead by 3, headed into the bottom of the 5th inning. Back in Sioux Falls, another pitching change for the Saber Dogs. Jaden Beck steps in, relieving Aaron Suval. Suval went 1 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs to cross. All of them were earned. No strikeouts, but walked 3. And it was the walks that really killed the Saber Dogs and allowed the Sunfish to cross 4 back in the 3rd inning to take a 4-1 lead in this ballgame. The only run for the Saber Dogs coming off of a Ethan Moore solo home run. But Jaden Beck from Texas Southern University, a 6'4" righty. He's 1-0 on the season in his 2 appearances. 5 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 3 hits allowed, and 2 walks. He stares out to center field with his hat off, dips his head back, puts his hat on, and has got the flow going as he faces off against Dane Frazier. Frazier is yet to get a hit today as he takes a first pitch cut at that one, but fouls it over the netting out of play. Frazier, he's appeared in just 3 games, going 3 for 10. Takes a strike across the plate, a breaking ball. This being the 4th game for Frazier. He grounded out and was hit by a pitch. He made it to second, and then back in that 3rd inning, there's a single by Tanner Wilson. He drives this one into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. That's rolling to the wall. It bounces off the left field wall. Frazier on his way to second. The throw in from Schwabe, not in time, and a leadoff double in the 5th inning for Dane Frazier. And he has now had a successful hit in all 4 games that he has appeared in as a Sunfish. His first double of the season, and the leadoff man is aboard with a double. Jeff Mejia, who struck out and walked in his first 2 plate appearances, steps up with a runner on second. He shows bunt, gets on top of it, bunts it straight down to the home plate. He's down 0-1. He's trying to advance Frazier, who has a stolen base on the season. Pretty quick on the base paths. And that liner picked up just a little bit by the wind, but that was all power on the pull from Frazier. Another swing by Mejia. The breaking ball got him. It's now 0-2. That was the 19th double on the season for the Sunfish. They're tied for second last in that category as a fastball misses away. It's now 1-2. Mejia, in his second appearance, looking to extend his hitting streak to 2 games. Swing on and missed by Jeff Mejia, his second strikeout of the day, both swinging. The breaking ball got him. Tanner Wilson. He had a hit in his last at-bat. He drove in 1, and that was when Dane Frazier then got thrown out on the hard turn around 3rd. And so now Wilson looking to drive in another run. Takes a curveball on the inside. It's 1-0. 4 hits on the day for both clubs. The Sunfish driving in 3 of their runs off walks. Slider misses in the dirt away. It's 2-0. Schwabe playing fairly deep out and left. Expecting the pull from Wilson, who takes a fastball inside at the knees for strike 1. Alan Greer out in center. He was playing to the first base side of second base. Now he drifts to the other way. Creeping in is Brewer from first. Grounded right to the glove of Beck, and he catches Frazier at second, but Frazier gets back as the throw from Beck to Keaton at second. Bounced in the dirt, and that was a strange turn of events. Tanner Wilson reaches base on that one. It was a one-hopper straight into the glove of Beck on the mound. Beck turns around as Frazier thought that was going to get through. He was caught about 10 feet off of second base. First pitch to Kenny Dutka, swung on and missed. A big hack by Dutka. And so the toss back to second base where Chase Keaton was covering didn't get there in time, and both runners were safe. Dutka takes one in the dirt. That bounces away, and the throw down the third sails into left field. Frazier on his way home. The throw in from Schwabe is going to bounce, and that's not in time. The pitch got away from McDonald. Frazier goes all the way home as the ball bounced away. Wilson heads to second, and it's a 5-1 ball game in favor of the Sunfish. A 1-1 count to Dutka now with a runner in scoring position. He chops that one into the Sunfish dugout. That looks like that almost hit somebody. They dodged into the dugout. I couldn't see who it was. Might have been Gannon Thompson. We'll see if he peeks his head out again. It's now a 1-2 count to Kenny Dutka. Breaking ball just misses below the knees. It's now 3-1. Or 3-2, correction. 2-2. The scoreboard here at Karras Park just getting a little bit behind. Tanner Wilson is being credited with a single. The 2-2 to Dutka. Swung on and missed a curveball in the dirt. Dutka gritting his teeth at that one. And now Tua retired with a runner on second base for Benito Garcia.
The shortstop, number 10, Benito Garcia.
So Dane Frazier is getting 2 stolen bases to third and home, even though the ball sailed into left field. We'll see if there might be a change on that one. First pitch to Garcia misses low inside. It's 1-0. Garcia walked in his first 2 at-bats, still searching for that first hit since Friday. Strike on the inside corner off the fastball hits. It's now 1-1. The wind is, I would say it died down, but that doesn't mean it's not still blowing out to left field. The flag's still waving. Tanner Wilson out at second. And that drills Benito Garcia. He has reached all 3 times that he tosses his bat hard to the dugout. It rolls and almost hits. I think that was JT Mix sitting out there. And Benito Garcia frustrated that he's hit by another one.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 5, Cadyn Schwabe.
Garcia walks down to first base frustrated. And that brings up Cade Huavehi. Clay Huavehi also has a pair of walks and a flyout as he swings over a curveball that was low for a strike. He took another hack at that one. There's now runners on first and second. Tanner Wilson with the single. Benito Garcia hit by a pitch, a curveball low. It's now 1-1. It's a 5-1 ball game now for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. They scored 4 unanswered in the third, and now they tack on a 5th after the lone solo home run by Ethan Moore for the 1 run for the Saber Dogs. Slider misses away. That brings the count to 2-1. 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Runners on first and second in the form of Tanner Wilson and Benito Garcia. Another big swing on the slider. Clay Huavehi swung over that one as well. That was in the opposite batter's box. It's now a 2-2 count. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch. Swung on, right side. Picking it up is Keaton. He tosses it to second, and the glove by Bowling for the 3rd out of this inning. The Sunfish tack on 1 more. A leadoff double by Dane Frazier. And Tanner Wilson with the single, and the steal and the throw into left field scores Frazier. 1 run off 2 hits, no errors. That was one left on base for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. After 5 from Karras Park, it's 5-1 Sunfish.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 18, Beau Bower.
Beau Bower leads it off in the 6th inning for the Saber Dogs, who trailed by 4 to the Sioux Falls Sunfish. He shows bunt, but the curveball low and away. Bower pulls back for the ball. Talking in today's game about how Brewer's been such a hot hitter as he takes a fastball right across the plate for a strike. He only has 1 hit today in 2 plate appearances. Now, again, that's 1 for 2. That still makes him a hot hitter, but he has been able to get the good contact he wants. A curveball right over the plate brings the count to 1-2. Brewer's had a good eye at the plate. He's been taking the counts high. Drives a fastball into left field. Dutka charging in. He's going to let that one fall, and I spoke too soon. Brewer now 2 for 3 with back-to-back singles. I usually end up walking myself into one of those where I say something and the opposite happens. It finally happened yesterday when I said that the Sunfish still had not recorded a hit with the bases loaded, and with 2 outs and a full count, Licon just squeaked a double in fair down the right field line for a 3 RBI double. Pitch misses inside. It's now 1 ball and no strikes to Dalton Bowling. Bowling reached after grounding into a fielder's choice. We're back in one of those innings where history might repeat itself. He swings on top of a curveball that ends up in Olsen's glove. It's now 1-1. Last inning, Brewer led off with a single, and then Bowling grounded into a fielder's choice. Another curveball swings in for a strike on the inside corner. Got Bowling looking. He already has a strikeout swinging back in the 2nd. Garcia, who came into today's game with 10 strikeouts, misses with a fastball high. Already has 3 on the day. Last Wednesday had a season-high 9 before just having the 1 against the Fremont Moon, his 2 innings pitched in Game 2 of the season. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. The breaking ball low. Bowling couldn't get a piece of it. Strikeout number 4 on the day for Andrew Garcia. And Drew Miller, the designated hitter, steps up. Miller grounded himself into a fielder's choice as well before flying out to left in his first appearance. A fastball misses low and away. Sunfish in Game 1 of a 3-game series here at Karras Park against the Sabre Dogs. Fastball just hits the inside corner. A nod of agreement by Drew Miller. A nice pitch from Andrew Garcia. He likes to paint those corners. And it was against Wheat City last week where he had the 9 strikeouts, retired 16 straight against the Whiskey Jacks. That he liked to paint the corners a lot, and that's how he got a lot of his strikeouts. The fastball in the dirt stopped by Olsen. It's now a 2-1 count. In fact, it was a walk by Jake Jelly, the big first baseman for the Whiskey Jacks, on a borderline. It was a borderline pitch. I thought it was a strike. Again, I'm a little biased. A check swing. He did not go. The appeal, no, it's confirmed. It's now 3-0 on the breaking ball to Drew Miller. 3-1, correction. But it was on that corner pitch that the 16 straight retired from Garcia ended on the 3-2 pitch to Jake Jelly. Now the 3-1 inside and a 1-out walk for Drew Miller. Advances Beau Bower to second. And Will Olsen goes and has a chat with his pitcher. But Garcia, he allowed the home run all the way back in the 3rd inning. But since then, he's been pretty solid. He's only allowed 5 hits. The only inning that he hasn't allowed a hit, it was a 3-up, 3-down 2nd inning. But the leadoff hit to Cadyn Schwabe back in the 1st. But he was ended up retired on a 4-6-3 double play off the bat of Beau Bower. So the unofficial 3-up, 3-down in the 1st. The actual 3-up, 3-down in the 2nd. And then a leadoff home run from Ethan Moore in the 3rd. It looked like Garcia was starting to get shaken after allowing a 1-out walk, but back-to-back outs after that retired that thought quickly. The first pitch driven high, drifting out of play on the right side off the bat of Chase Keaton, who's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. A flyout to center field will complete, I'll call it tic-tac-toe. He has a flyout to right, a flyout to left. He just needs that flyout to center. The sun's starting to cast the familiar shadows coming in from right field on those evergreens. Pitch far outside. It was almost got by Will Olsen. It was in the left-handed batter's box, but a quick Olsen popped up and made the grab across his body. So it looks like we might have a scoring change on the scoreboard. We'll see if they put it on point streak, so I won't announce it yet. There's an error on the board for the Saber Dogs as time is called by Keaton. Keaton 6-3 as Garcia steps off. Runners head back to their respective bases on 1st and 2nd. Keaton coming off back-to-back multi-hit games. 3 for 5 on the 9th. 2 for 4 on the 5th. He takes a fastball for a strike. It's now 1-2. Keaton was the one that back in that 4-run 3rd inning decided to go for the tag on Beers to try the double play against Hoffpower. Time called. Music was playing, it sounded like, as Garcia was about to go through his windup. The 1-2 pitch to Keaton. Garcia sets, looks back, and delivers. Slider in the dirt. It's now 2-2. Yeah, Keaton, he went to go tag Declan Beers and wanted to fire over to get Zeph Hoffpower. And on the fielder's choice, he could not get Hoffpower as a run scored, and that was what would end up being the go-ahead run. Or actually, that just tacked onto the lead. It was the 3rd run of the inning. 2-2. Swung on, over the netting. Foul off the fastball. Again, for you fans of collegiate baseball, Ole Miss in the top of the first has runners on second and third with 2 outs. A swung on and miss brings the count to 1-2, but they also hold a 1-0 lead over Arizona in the top of the first from the Tucson Super Regional. The 2-2 pitch to Keaton. Swung on, grounded into the Saber Dogs dugout. That was a slider. Olsen smiling, talking to the home plate umpire. The second interleague series between these two, well, for the Sunfish, not between these two teams. This is the first time they've been playing. The first came between the Sunfish and the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. In those 5 games, the Sunfish have a 3-game series against the Whiskey Jacks near the end of the month. The 2-2. Check swing, he did go. A slider outside. Gets Chase Keaton chasing. Walker Bullington is coming out. He's going to pull his pitcher after just 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Due up is Ethan Moore, and Moore has that solo home run off of Garcia. And I think that's what Walker Bullington's explaining to his pitcher. He's already faced Garcia twice, and Bullington doesn't want another home run with 2 runners on as Garcia gives the ball himself to Pete Weil. Pete Weil coming in to relieve with 2 outs and runners on first and second will step away as Weil takes his warm-up pitches. It's still 5-1 in the top of the 6th on the Sioux Falls Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. Pete Weil to relieve Andrew Garcia, and Garcia with back-to-back outings in which he's gone over 5 and allowed less than 3 runs. In fact, he allowed none in his 7-inning appearance against the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. Tonight he just allows 1, a solo home run off the bat of our next batter, Ethan Moore. 5 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts through 5 2/3 for Garcia. We'll get to Pete Weil's stat line in just a moment. First pitch to Moore, a curveball just misses high. And Weil, in his 4th appearance of the season, he's pitched 9 1/3 up to this point, allowing 14 hits, 11 runs, only 7 of those earned, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Driven high to right field off the bat of Moore, drifting back is Wilson. He finds it, camps underneath it. And a quick out for Pete Weil. He gets through a 3rd inning with runners on first and second. No runs off 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. After 5 1/2, the Sunfish still lead by 4 from Sioux Falls. Pete Weil gets out of the top of the 6th inning unscathed. He just needed one out, and he got it quickly. Ethan Moore drove one opposite field, but not far enough. And the Sunfish still lead by 4 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Declan Beers faces off against Beck for the first time. His first pitch swinging, grounded to first, and Brewer, instead of taking it himself the last second, he tossed it to Jaden Beck for the 3-1 putout. That's the first time that Beers has been retired today. He was hit by a pitch and had back-to-back singles, and that's his first ground out. Zeph Hoffpower steps up. He reached all the way back in the first inning on a fielder's choice. He takes a ball in the dirt off the hand of Beck. Reached again on a fielder's choice on the 4 unassisted, and then just flew out to right field in his last at-bat. Drives this one high, left side. That's drifting to the left, and that's not going to be able to be played by Ethan Moore at third. Foul ball presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. I got confused for a second. I thought I saw a red arm sleeve, and I thought that maybe Chase Keaton had moved over to the left side without me realizing it. I don't know what I was seeing. Keaton's over at second still. It's a 1-1 count to Zeph Hoffpower. Breaking ball inside, catches Hoffpower looking. It's now 1-2. Across the Expedition League, the Sunfish obviously were winning 5-1 over the Souris Valley Saber Dogs. This one drilled high into center field. Greer gets a read on it. He takes a couple steps in and makes the grab. Hot off the bat of Zeph Hoffpower, but just a bit off the barrel near the handle. You could hear it. It didn't sound clean, but it was still hard hit by Hoffpower. The Fremont Moo host the Pierre Trappers. Both teams on a losing streak. The Trappers just the one game after dropping last night to the Sunfish, while the Fremont Moo have lost 2 straight to the Hastings Sodbusters, snapping their 11-game winning streak. A curveball in the dirt from Jaden Beck to Will Olsen puts Olsen ahead 1 ball, no strikes. The Moo lead 3-0 over the Trappers. Fastball inside, it's now 2-0. The Spearfish Sasquatch lead the Canyon County Spuds 3-2. That's an interleague game. The Spuds in the Lewis division. The Sasquatch in the Sunfish's Clark. 2-0, left side. That can't be backhanded by Bowling, as that was a hard hit ball off the bat of Olsen, and it rolls into left field. A 2-out single for Will Olsen. That's his first hit of the day. He's reached base in every game as a Sunfish, this being his 3rd game. And talk about reaching base. Dane Frazier is on a 4-game hitting streak after his leadoff double in the 5th inning. The Casper Horseheads trail the Mining City Tommyknockers 3-1 in the top of the 4th. Breaking ball misses inside to Frazier. It's 1-0. And the Western Nebraska Pioneers visiting the Hastings Sodbusters. They lead 8-3. The 1-0 chopped left side into the bare hand of a Saber Dog. He can't make the clean play. He looks frustrated with himself, wanting to make the cool bare hand on the foul ball. So again, the Pioneers lead the Sodbusters 8-3. The Tommyknockers over the Horseheads 3-1. The Spuds trail the Sasquatch 3-2. And the Trappers trail the Moo 3-0. A lot of threes across the league tonight. The 1-1. Looked like a curveball inside, and it's a strike. Between the Lewis and the Clark division, there's been some hot streaks in both divisions. But it seems like the Lewis has been a little colder as of late, as a bouncing ball gets over the head of McDonald. And over to second base heads Olsen. And with a runner in scoring position with 2 away, Dane Frazier has the count even at 2. But for a while, it was the Clark division that was still hot. The Lewis was cold. Then they flip-flopped for a little bit, and now it's back to Clark teams on their winning streaks, while Lewis teams can't seem to find those wins. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. A curveball in the dirt got Frazier. And we'll get to those winning and losing streaks in the top of the 7th inning. No runs crossed off 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. It's still 5-1 Sunfish from Sioux Falls. We're on the Sioux Falls Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. So we have a scoring update. I said I would wait until I got clarification. Back when Dane Frazier scored back in the 5th inning, he is credited with a stolen base to 3rd, and then the overthrow by McDonald is being credited as an error. Pete Wiles' first pitch to Lance McDonald is a strike, a fastball right down the middle. So there is an error back in the 5th inning. As a curveball misses away, it's now 1-1. So the scoreboard reads 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs. A change-up misses outside, it's 2-1. And for the Sioux Falls Sunfish, 5 runs off 6 hits, no errors. Fastball nicks the inside corner, it's now 2-2. But Pete Weil made quick work of the Sabre Dogs in their last inning. I couldn't talk much about him. A slow chopper to the right side, and not a chopper. That was a floater. And Cade Klehu drifts all the way over to make the grab. So an L4. That's a soft liner, a soft liner. And like I said, that was just almost a little blooper if it landed, but Klehu with his speed drifts over. Just his 2nd time playing second base this season. He's usually catcher, a designated hitter, as the slow curveball hits the zone for a strike to Jared Breedwell. Breedwell has yet to be retired today. He has a walk and a hit by pitch. Takes a breaking ball low and away. It's now 1-1. But back to what I was talking about at the end of the 6th inning, the winning streaks and losing streaks. The 1-1 from Weil. A fastball just misses inside to Breedwell. The only 2 teams that are on a winning streak, and by winning streak I use that term loosely because it's just a 1-game winning streak, the Mining City Tommyknockers and the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs. Slider cuts in. It's a 2-2 count now. And the Tommyknockers and the Sabre Dogs both at 9-5 on top of the Lewis division, but everyone underneath them is on a losing streak. The 2-2 drilled to the right side. Hoffpower drifting over foul territory. He makes the grab. An F3 in foul territory puts 2 away in the top of the 7th. We're back at the top of the order. Cadyn Schwabe, he bunted both runners over into scoring position in the 5th inning, and neither of them scored. So while the sacrifice bunt was successful, the idea of crossing the runners later was not. Fastball outside corner for a strike. The Wheat City Whiskey Jacks and the Casper Horseheads are on multi-game losing streaks, 3 and 4 respectively, while the Canyon County Spuds and the Badlands Big Sticks are just on 1-game losing streaks. Another fastball at the knees for a strike. Well, it's just the Trappers and the Moo who are facing off each other tonight who are on the losing streaks. Fastball driven down the left field line, drifting out of play. The Moo on a 2-game losing streak after dropping 2 to Hastings, while the Trappers just dropped that last one to the Sunfish yesterday. Otherwise, the Spearfish, Sasquatch, and the Western Nebraska Pioneers and Hastings Sodbusters have multi-game winning streaks. The Sasquatch and the Sodbusters at 2. The Pioneers at 3. Time is called. While the Sunfish looking to start their own winning streak. They won 3 straight, 2 against the Whiskey Jacks, 1 against the Trappers. As the changeup from Wild just misses on the outside corner. 3 is their longest winning streak of the season, and before last night, that was just as many wins as they had. A chopper, 2-bouncer to Garcia. He tags second, throws over to first. Well, no double play because there was no one running to second. He did it anyway. 3 up, 3 down in the 7th inning, and it's stretching time from Karras Park in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's 5-1 Sunfish as Jeff Mejia leads it off for Sioux Falls here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And after stretching time in Sioux Falls, I now have my question of the day. It's always fun trying to come up with these, and with theme nights it's a little bit easier. Swung on and missed by Mejia. The fastball from Jaden Beck, who returns to work on the mound. But the question of the day here on social media night, so let's engage on social media, at Sioux Falls Sunfish or at David Coyer. Mejia chops on top of one, and it goes to the backstop. And I'll have to give some background to this. So I go to Western Illinois University, Macomb, Illinois. I work in the athletic communications office, and this season for our baseball season, I got to work social media for some road games. And how the Summit League worked, which is where the Western Illinois is a part of the Summit League, along with some South Dakota State, North Dakota State, University of South Dakota. Breaking ball misses away. It's 1-2. And for that, how it worked was there was usually doubleheaders on Friday, and the second game of the doubleheader was just a 7-inning ball game. The 1-2 swung on and missed in the dirt, avoids the tag from McDonald, does Mejia, but McDonald tosses it to first to Beau Bower for out number 1. I got to get this question out quick before we're retired. So my question is, in a 7-inning ball game like that, when do you have the 7th inning stretch? You know, there's only 7 innings. You can't have the 7th inning stretch in the 7th inning. When would you have a 7th inning stretch, or do you have it at all in a 7-inning ball game? Tweet at David Coyer. First pitch to Tanner Wilson, a fastball for a strike. At David Coyer, DAVIDKOIER, or at SF Sunfish on Twitter, or put it in the YouTube chat on the live stream. The 0-1 curveball hits inside. Wilson still staring at where that pitch was. I don't think he agrees with that one. 0-2 to Tanner Wilson, who had a single that drove Dane Frazier over to third. Actually, Dane Frazier stayed at second. He stole third. And then ended up reaching on now what is a error. The 1-2 now to Wilson as the breaking ball missed low. So again, in a 7th inning ball game, jammed him. Blooper, no one's covering first, and Wilson scores on an infield hit, a slow blooper off the handle. That jammed him hard. And over drifting was Brewer, and Chase Keaton from second were coming in, and Jaden Beck was also chasing after that one, and no one was covering first, and Wilson ran that one out. So a 1-out single for Tanner Wilson. He's 3 for 4 today. Chopped up there, grounded up the middle. 6. Unassisted over to first. The 6-3 double play. Dutka couldn't run that one out. Couldn't get that out fast enough. That was Peyton Bowling who took it himself on the 6-3 double play to end the inning. It's still 5-1 Sunfish. We'll get to the answers of the question, see what people debate about it in this half between innings. When would you have a 7th inning stretch in a 7-inning ball game? We'll get some of your answers in the top of the 8th inning on the Sioux Falls Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream. On the Sioux Falls Sunfish live stream, we have an answer. So I asked, and still feel free to respond, fans. Let's see what you have to say. Pete Weil returns to the mound. He's facing off against Alan Greer after a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 7th. It's still 5-1 Sunfish. But when does a 7th inning stretch happen if it's a 7-inning game? Say in a doubleheader. First pitch from Weil to Greer, a fastball at the knees for a strike. Truth be told, on the Sioux Falls Sunfish live stream on YouTube, that's the username, Truth Be Told, he says the middle of the 5th. Well, I kind of agree with you, but let's see what other fans have to say. Curveball, inside, got Greer looking again. He's down 0-2. Again, fans, don't be afraid to put in the Mixler chat, in the YouTube chat. We have time called as there's going to be a meeting between the third base coach and Greer. On the live stream chat or on the Mixler chat or even tweet at David Coyer or at SF Sunfish, when do you think the 7th inning stretch would happen in a 7-inning ball game? Truth Be Told on YouTube says middle of the 5th. I want to hear what some of our other Sunfish listeners, Sunfish fans, we got to come up with a name for the Sunfish fans. Let's see what you guys have to say. Got him looking. 3 pitches, 3 strikes to Alan Greer. And that's 1 away for Pete Weil. That's his first strikeout of the day. And Weil's not much of a strikeout pitcher. Only 6 on the season. That's not top 5 for the Sunfish. Breaking ball misses low and away for ball 1 to Beau Bower. Brewer 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles after grounding into a double play in his first appearance. Takes a pitch off the plate. It's now 2-0. Lights are on at Karras Park as Brewer drives this one into left field. Dutka carrying back. It's over his head and it bounces over the wall. Dutka misread that one on the hard liner off the bat of Beau Bower. And I misspoke in 2 innings ago, fans. I did say that Brewer, with just his one single, wasn't really hitting as hot as he has been. And now I sit here in the press box at Karras Park with my foot in my mouth. Brewer is now 3 for 4 with 2 singles and now a ground rule double. And that brings up Dalton Bowling with 1 away here in the top of the 8th. A curveball gets Bowling looking for strike 1. This is the 3rd straight multi-hit game for Beau Bower. He's appeared in all 14 games for the Saber Dogs, and why not? When you're hitting as well as he is, a breaking ball misses high, it's now 1-1. When you're hitting as well as he is, why not continue to play? Again, going as far back as the 29th, Bowling has had a hit in every game. The 1-1. Fastball misses below the knees from Weil to Bowling. It's now 2-1. And just between... in the past 10 games, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the last 10 games for the Saber Dogs. Beau Bower has had a multi-hit game. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball bounces off the plate and takes Bowling to a knee. He now evens the count at 2-2. 8 multi-hit games in the past 10 games. And out of those 8, 1, 2, 3 have been 3 or more hits, one of which was 4 for 5 against Spearfish in an 8-7 loss on June 5th. The 2-2. Foul tip into the glove of Will Olsen. The fastball got him. And that's 2 strikeouts on the inning for Pete Weil. Again, Weil, more of a ground ball pitcher. But only 1 out since Weil has taken the mound has been via the ground out, and that was to end the 7th inning. He's got 2 flyouts, a line out, and now 2 strikeouts. And with 2 away, runner on second, we'll see how he attacks. He takes the breaking ball first, but that misses outside. It's now 1-0. Drew Miller got on with a fielder's choice and a walk. So he's 0 for 2 today. After in his first at-bat, he flew out to left. The righty-lefty matchup. Fastball hits at the knees. It's now 1-1. 84 on that one, and a bit of a velocity change between Andrew Garcia and Pete Weil. Garcia had a couple fastball reach the low 90s. Otherwise, he was hitting the high 80s constantly. While now Weil's fastball is ranging anywhere between the mid to high 80s. Olsen talking with his pitcher. Wonder what they're talking about. I think they're seeing how they're going to deal with Drew Miller. This is the first time that Pete Weil has seen Miller in today's ball game, so Olsen probably just telling him what he did with Andrew Garcia the first couple times. 2 outs, runner on second, 5-1 ball game in favor of Sioux Falls. This one, underneath it, driven high into left field. Dutka, I think, lost it. He took a step back, now a step back to the other direction, and makes the grab. I think initially Dutka might have lost it. He recovered, but still made the catch. And after a 1-out ground rule double off the bat of Beau Bower. It's still a 4-run ball game. No runs off, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for the Saber Dogs. We head to the bottom of the 8th, where the Sunfish are up by 4. Back from Sioux Falls, the bottom of the 8th inning. And boy, does the skyline look beautiful over the trees in the distance. The sun is setting to our right, but it's still a nice, beautiful lit sky here in Sioux Falls. A pitching change for the Saber Dogs. From Western Carolina University, it's Jackson Kirkpatrick. The righty, 6'6", 215 pounds, faces off against Benito Garcia to lead off this inning. Throws an 88-mile-an-hour fastball outside for ball 1. Garcia has reached all 3 times. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Kirkpatrick just in his 2nd appearance on the season for the Saber Dogs. The 1-0. Fastball at the knees for a strike. He had 1 inning of relief against the Badlands Big Sticks, allowed 5 runs off 3 hits, 2 walks and a strikeout in 8 batters faced. He's got an ERA of 45 because of that. Garcia gets a piece of this one, but hits it opposite way out of play. The Saber Dogs would go on to win that game 11-8, even after just allowing 5. So out of the 8 runs allowed, 5 of them came from Kirkpatrick. Garcia steps out, calls time. It's a 1-2 count. No outs here in the 8th inning as Garcia leads it off. The 1-2. High and inside, Garcia dances away. He shakes his head. He doesn't want to get hit again, especially not in the noggin. This game 1 of a 3-game series against the Saber Dogs, after playing 5 in a row against the Pierre Trappers. This is the only time until August that the Sunfish and Saber Dogs will see each other. A pitch misses away. It's now a 3-2 count to Garcia. The Sunfish travel to Minot in August for the 2nd last series of the season. 3 games on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th before playing host to the Fremont Moo on the 6th and 7th. Garcia fouls that to the back netting. After this 3-game series, a day off, and then a game on Tuesday here from Karras Park against the Trappers before traveling to Pierre for a 2-game series. It's a 2-2 count. The umpire showing us the corrected count as opposed to the scoreboard out in right field. Strike at the knees. Got Garcia looking. He was stepping out thinking that was low, and he's walking back to the dugout with his first time being retired today. A strikeout looking from Kirkpatrick. That's the 16th of the season for Garcia. He leads the Sunfish in that category, and not a category you want to lead in. The Sunfish don't strike out all too often. Just 108 coming into today's game. That's the fourth least. A big curveball. Breaks into the zone. It's now 0-1 to Cadyn Schwabe. Just the fifth strikeout of the day for the Sunfish. The 0-1. Fastball high. Sunfish haven't scored since the fifth inning, but they still have 5 unanswered against this Saber Dogs squad. The 1-1. Pitch misses inside again. It's 2-1. So a 1-game and a 2-game series against the Trappers next week. I call it a 3-game because it's 3 consecutive days of playing the same team. The 2-1 drilled into right center field. Drifting over is Breedwell to make the grab for out number 2. A nice hard hit ball by Schwabe. That just doesn't fall. Declan Beers, who in his last appearance was retired for the first time today. He's 2 for 3 with a hit by pitch and 2 singles. Right now, Kirkpatrick has retired the 2 batters that he's faced today. But 5 unanswered for the Sunfish. They still hold the 4-run lead. The only run for the Saber Dogs, a fastball down the middle to Declan Beers. He gets that looking for a strike. Off the bat of Ethan Moore, all the way back in the second inning. He led off the inning with a solo shot to left field. The 0-1. No swing by Beers. The fastball paints the outside corner. A long 6-game homestand for the Sunfish after starting off this season. In their first 11 games, 10 of them were on the road. And I think that it was the exhaustion that was contributing to the poor start for this Sunfish squad. Fastball misses high, 89-mile-an-hour fastball, and that one off the hand of Jackson Kirkpatrick. 2-8 on the road. Those 2 wins coming against Wheat City. Fastball high again, 89 once more. It's now 2s across the board. The Sunfish were swept earlier this week against the Trappers on the road, and 2 of the 3 games it was 100 or more at first pitch. Curveball cuts through the zone. Beers knew that one. He watched it go, but didn't swing, and he knew it was a strike the whole way. He fooled him with the curveball, did Kirkpatrick, and Pete Wild trots out to the mound to try and close this one out. It's a 5-1 ball game for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. Can they beat the Saber Dogs? We'll see here, back from Karras Park after this break. One win, you got to win. 2 wins, that's back-to-back. It's not until 3 you get a winning streak. The Sunfish have only got a winning streak once this season. They're looking for back-to-back tonight. A 5-1 lead as Pete Wild takes them out again. And his first pitch looks like it's going to be to a pinch hitter. That's Cadyn Schwabe, who's pinch hitting for Keaton. He takes a pitch at the knees. He's down 0-2 quickly. Schwabe pinch hitting. He hasn't played since the 7th in the 13-2 loss against the Badlands Big Sticks, where he went 1 for 3. He's batting .280 on the season. Fastball outside, couldn't get him to chase. So Keaton finishes the day at 0 for 3. And Schwabe looks to get a rally going as the Saber Dogs are down by 4 to the Sunfish. Fastball filed high and on a play over the building to our left. It's still a 1-2 count. The Saber Dogs have not scored since the 2nd inning. 6 straight scoreless innings produced by this Sunfish defense. Fastball right down the middle. Got him looking. That's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Pete Weil, and the first runner batter is retired.
Now batting, third baseman, number 20.
Ethan Moore, who has produced the only run for the Saber Dogs in today's game, can't take advantage of the win anymore. It's just a slight breeze out to left. Curveball gets him looking. It's a strike at the knees. The Sunfish scored 4 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. This time a swing and a miss on the breaking ball from Weil. Puts Moore in the hole quickly. The 0-2. Got him. Grounder up the middle. Weil makes easy work of that one. Tosses it over to Hoffpower. And there's 2 away in the 9th. A breaking ball close to the other zone. It was low. Swung on by Moore. Straight back to the glove of Weil. He just leaned a little bit to his left. Got it off the ground and tossed it to Hoffpower. And Lance McDonald. That's correction. We have a pinch hitter. It's Taylor Justice making his Saber Dogs debut. So Lance McDonald finishes up his day 1 for 3, and Taylor Justice from San Jose State University, the righty, makes his Saber Dogs debut down by 4 with 2 outs in the 9th inning. He takes a fastball down the middle from Weil. Swung on and missed. Down 0-2. There's 1 strike away from the back-to-back victories for the Sunfish. Weil looks in, winds, and delivers. Grounder, left side, Garcia fires. It's in time. Back-to-back wins for the Sunfish. A big smile on the face of Pete Weil. And the Sunfish hold the best scoring team in the Expedition League to just 1 run. A 3-up, 3-down inning. Weil ends the game retiring 5 straight. And your final score of 5-1. The winning pitcher, Andrew Garcia. He improves to 2-1 on the season. The losing pitcher of the day, that should go to Aaron Suval. He falls to 0-1 as he made his Sunfish debut tonight. Suval gets his first loss of the season after he went 1 2/3 of relief, allowing 3 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, and 3 walks with no strikeouts. Final pitch, 9:02. So just underneath 3 hours. We have 2 hours and, doing my math, 26 minutes. A speedy one. Nope, wait. 26 minutes. 6:36 to 9:02. I can do my math. 1 run off 6 hits, 1 error. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 left on base for the Saber Dogs. 5 runs off 6 hits, no errors, and 2, 4, 6, 7 left on base for the Sunfish. Once again, your winning pitcher, Andrew Garcia, he went 5 2/3 of just 5 hit, 1 run baseball, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. The only run of the game for the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs of a home run from Ethan Moore. He hit that in the second inning before the Sunfish would go on and score 5 straight runs without a response from the Sabre Dogs. This is back-to-back nights that the Sunfish have rallied late. Well, I guess it wasn't really a rally late. They scored 4 runs in the third inning, but last night they scored 7 unanswered to take a 7-6 lead before the Trappers tied it up, and then scored 3 unanswered, or 3 late again. So back-to-back wins here at Karras Park. The Sunfish improved to 5-9, while the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs fall to 9-6. Andrew Garcia gets his second victory of the season. Aaron Suval gets his first loss. 3-1 at home now for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. They return tomorrow, a 6:35 first pitch on the Sioux Falls Sunfish Radio Network on Mixlr and the Sioux Falls Sunfish live stream on YouTube. It worked today, fans. We're hoping we're going to get the YouTube to continue working for the rest of the season. We've worked out some of the bugs. Thank you for bearing with us in some of those games. Well, we got it working. And tonight, you guys got to watch, not just listen to, you got to watch the Sunfish hold the top scoring team in the league to just a run. The Sunfish take game 1 against the Sabre Dogs 5-1. The final stat line once again, Souris Valley 1 run off 6 hits, 1 error, 7 left on base. The Sunfish 5 runs off 6 hits, no errors, 7 left on base. Andrew Garcia gets his second win of the season, and Aaron Suval falls to 0-1. First pitch tomorrow, 6:35 on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream. I'm David Coyer. Have a good night and go fish!